Page 72, Hallelujah Chorus, a very famous piece that's written a long, long time ago. Well, I'll go through my routine. Let's see what we got here. It's 2 pages long, treble and bass clef, no sharps or flats in the key signature, so it's either in C major or A minor. And the last measure or so is you're here, it's a C major chord, I figure we're in C major. I'm still going to do the scales and arpeggios for the key signature though, so I'm going to do the C major and A minor stuff. Then we have cut time. Well, that'll be fun. Cut time is the same as 2/2 time. Instead of common time, which is 4/4 time, we cut everything, now it's 2/2 time. That makes the counting a little trickier. So what I do, personally, is I will temporarily, just temporarily, change the time signature to common time. So it's 4/4 time because it's easier to count if a quarter note gets a count. So in this lesson, I'm going to talk about this as though it's in 4/4 time until later in the lesson, then I'll convert it over into cut time. So right hand first, let's check the notes and fingering and all. So this is really keyboard music, so a lot of this stuff doesn't fall under the fingers real well. We got to figure out what we got to do. You're starting here, and it's 1, 2, 3, and the thumb does both. The eighth notes at the end of the line, you're 4. So we're 4 because we need 5th finger for the A. And I'm hinging at the wrist, bum 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 here. I'm not using the whole. Stay relaxed, huh? And then come up. The thumb's busy. That's all right. And then measure 9. You can just lift up and come up. And you can stay there now on the other one. You can do that 1, 2, 4 on the G chord. And measure 14. You're here, and then you come up. That's okay. And then just come down. Second, 3, 4. And they have a 5-4. They want you to put 4th finger on it. I disagree with that. I really do. No, don't. It's called a finger substitution, and I do a lot of them. I am a big believer in them, but there's no reason to do that, to put 4th finger on it, because it's a repeated note. The quarter note coming up, the C, it's the same note. I can just change hand positions on repeated notes, so I can just stay here and then 4. So I don't need to do a finger substitution there. Same thing in measure 29. And the F's, yes, that note is an F. I'm not going to do a finger substitution there. I'm just stay there and then use 4th finger on the next F. That's what I recommend you do. You connect all these. Now, measure 39. You're here, and they want 2. I'm going to use 3 there because it's really this position, and the 3's theirs. So I'm going to do this in a 4/2, 1. Then come down. Each time, 3 again. Yeah. And then the chords at the end, we got a C chord, then an F chord, and you're coming up here to an F chord and root position, and then a C chord. Okay, just try and get all the notes down at the same time. I don't, but maybe you can. Left hand, well, it's kind of walking all over here. You're here. Rhythm's okay, not a problem, I hope. Let's go to measure 8. You're here, reach up. 2, 1. I just alternate 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Here, because you're in this position now. Measure 18, you're here. Again, they want you to do a finger substitution, and I'm saying no, because the next note is a C, the same note. I can change there. I can do that. Same thing in measure 29 on the F's. Just stay there, and then do 2nd finger on the next F. At the bottom, the last few measures with those half notes and whole notes. You have a C, and then they say F, and then F again here. That's fine. Put the hands together. Now here again, I'm just trying to figure out how the notes are going down together. And the fingers, which fingers are involved here, and then here. I have a tendency to do this in the right hand. But you can do that if you want. I don't want to do that. So I'm doing here in the right hand. Figure it how you see fit, or whatever your teacher says. Again. Now come down. And I do a 2-4 there. This is measure 7. I do 2-4 here. As you're doing, right after you play that last quarter note, come up. Fourth, you put it together. Rhythm-wise, it's pretty repetitious. Once you get an idea what the hands are doing, then I go through and I get rid of the hesitations. So it's a steady beat all the way through. And then once I can do that, then I'll put in the articulation and the staccatos and the accents. I'm flexing at the wrist for the staccatos, and they're short. The accent. Bah. See, it gets a natural accent anyway, but they want more than that. Because it's an accent on the first one, in the right hand, not left. Again. Now measure 5 and 6. That's just a natural accent there. First beat of the measure is 1, 2, 3. This is just a natural accent. Again. Yeah, you put in the accents and the staccatos and stuff. Keep in mind when you get down to like measure 18 on his, or measure 17, we start. This is all connected to here, smooth. That's all connected. And then back to bouncy. Just make sure it's ba-ba-bum-bum. Pa-pa-bum-bum. We want to feel the natural accent there. Now once I have an idea of the articulation, then I'll think about the dynamics. This goes mainly to the right hand. Loud, whatever you think loud is. This sort of a moderately loud. Keep it in the background. The accents make these notes very loud though, on the accented notes. Yeah. Then come down to moderately loud. Go back up. You don't really want to get back up to loud until measure 9. So the crescendo there on measures 7 and 8 and so forth, they're leading up to measure 9. So don't get carried away on that crescendo. You're not changing very much. Most of your crescendos for the end of measure 8. Then you're loud. Actually, it's very loud because of the accent. Measure 17 is loud. That's the right hand. Now, there's a difference of opinion here. I'm giving the lesson, I'm giving my opinion. Starting at measure 17, both hands are playing the same note names. They're octave apart. So you think, okay, it's all melody. And I'm saying, no, it's not all melody. The melody's in the right hand. The left hand is playing harmony, it just happens to be an octave apart. But keep the left hand in the background. We want to hear the right hand. Thing in measure 27. It's the right hand we want to hear. At the end, it's very loud. No accents, you don't need accents on very loud, you just play them very loud. And it's the right hand. That's what we want to hear. Left hand can come down, let's keep it now. We want to hear the right hand. It's easy when you get down this low to get loud and overpower the right hand. So you got to pull back on the left hand here. We want to hear the right hand. Here. Then once I get all that mess taken care of, I think about the speed. And this is where I put it back in cut time. We want to feel it in 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, that would be the natural accents in 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we just feel it in 2. 1, 2. See, I don't have to worry about counting it at this point because now I have the rhythm. I know what the rhythm is. And once you figure out what the rhythm is and you can feel it, you don't count it anymore. You just play it. So here, just feeling in 2. 1, 2. The whole thing at the same speed throughout. Now, they've added pedal on a few places. I don't know that you really need pedal much until you get to the very end. And maybe for the King of Kings, Lord of Lord things, measure 38 here. You can add, it adds the overtones. Makes it, you can add it for that. But lift it as you play that note, the next note. And then at the end, of course, we use pedal, overlapping pedal on these chords. We want lots of overtones, lots of sound. They have a broadly there and allow for the chords at the end. That simply means slow the tempo way down, and you're really kind of feeling this more in 4/4 time now, because you went from 1, 2, now you go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, somewhere in there. Yeah, just slow it down and play it broadly.